Walls. Walls can be built to celebrate. Walls can also be built to separate. Walls can go up all around us to remind us of lives that have been lost. Walls can be erected to keep lost souls hidden from freedom and from their ultimate destiny. Walls can be built up to remind us of great heroes of our past, or walls can be erected to isolate and to hold entire nations back. Walls represent a lot of things in our society. You know, right now I'm standing in front of a wall that represents the memorial of lives that have been lost in battle, fighting for the acquisition and the protection of liberty and freedom. You know, there are other walls in our society that represent a barrier, a closing off of freedom, things that are being held back from entire groups and nations of people. When Nehemiah got the vision to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, in his mind the wall was being erected for protection of the greatest thing that had been given to mankind. The holy city of God was the container of the very presence and the power of God in the lives of his people. And the vision that Nehemiah got to rebuild, to restore again, to bring back the glory of the Lord was an inspiration. It motivated him. It drove him to continue to press on even through opposition, fear, danger, and any other obstacle that would come against him. You know, a lot of the lives that are represented on the memorial behind me, they were people driven by inspiration and this concept of freedom and protection of liberty and democracy. And so as we look at the Word of God today, I want to challenge you. What does your life represent? What does the wall around you that God has given you for protection and safety represent for you? Is it something that you feel like you have to escape from, you have to tear down? Or is it something that you know in your heart of hearts that you need to build again, to restore the protection, to restore the presence and the power and the purpose of God in your life? I'm hoping that through our journey today, as we look at Nehemiah and the development of a vision in his heart to restore the wall of the city of God, that you too would be inspired to build, that you would be inspired to restore, to rebuild, to renew the greatness of God in your life. And the lives that are represented behind me, they did not die in vain, but freedom still burns and still lives in our society. And I believe today that you would see that if you would rebuild again, you would build up the wall that God has provided for you, that you too again would see the power and the purpose and the presence of God in your life. I'm looking forward to getting into the Word of God together today. Let's dig in.